Hello, hello. So we are here live, Nadine Lee and
I am Kelsey
Kels
B.
Kelsey B. So we are wanting to just have a spontaneous deep dive around some topics pertaining to the masculine, to men. And we were just talking before this about specifically how we've had recent reflections from men around their beliefs, around feeling as though that they. So I put out a video and it was like the sexiest trait in men. And it was all these traits that were internal qualities. And my response to that was, like all these men coming and saying, this is bullshit. Women only want money. That's all they care about. And then your experience, do you want to share what you recently had with a man who had similar?
Well, yeah, so it's sort of the same external of what I hear from women and men. So men are saying that, all she wants is money and all she wants is six figures and what was it? 6 feet, six figures. So the man has to be over 6 feet and over six figures. That's actually like a meme.
Mm.
And then women on the other side are also looking at their own externalities, and they're going, "Oh, well, this is why men aren't here, and men aren't emotionally available, and blah 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 blah." So with men, the thing that I'm finding the most interesting is when I hear a man say that, when he says to me that, "Oh, women only want money." What I see is a man blaming some externalities on what's actually happening inside of himself. And I get, yeah, sure, there's a lot of women out there that just want money or whatever that is. But for a man who wants more than that, but he keeps blaming the external type of woman that wants money, you're actually mismatched. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So when you're mismatched in that sort of a regard, like you're looking outwardly for a woman who just wants external, but you want something that's a little bit deeper, you're not meeting the women who are wanting something deeper.
Mm.
So there's something inside of that man who that is that is blaming, and he's blaming women for him not reaching or meeting women who are a little bit more deep, who have more depth.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
my question would
Yeah.
be like, what's happening inside of you that you're not able to or you're not willing to go into? There's some sort of something that's happening in the root of what's going on for you, but instead you're blaming the outside. And so when people, men, women, whatever, when they're blaming, they're actually not taking accountability for themselves.
Mm. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
and I know in my heart of hearts, from the hundreds of men that I've personally worked with, I've helped and supported so many men to get back to the deeper root of what's really happening in their systems, in their emotional and their physical body, in their confidence. And then they're able to all of a sudden, like they call me up and they're like, "Oh my God, I have women coming at me from all fucking angles." It's an energy,
Mm.
you know? It's an energy that they
Yeah.
hold in themselves that is different from when they met me and they were going, "Oh, there's no women. They just want money. They just want all these XYZ externalities."
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. And it's actually really interesting how many men I interact with, like as even just brothers, men I meet, clients who are complaining about the lack of deep women. And you would think, like, we're both women on this path, and we know a lot of women who are like pretty deep, and yet they're not meeting them. And so I'm like, why are the women not meeting the deep men? And why are the men not meeting the deep woman? And so this
Mm.
is what we're kind of exploring. And like you shared, it comes down to many things, like most likely a fear of intimacy, because, okay, what if you do meet that deep woman? Then you actually have to go beyond just the, material metrics of your bank account and be actually seen for who you truly are. So you might say you want like a deep woman, or a woman saying, I want a deep man, but that's going to come with, the fear of, well, the potentiality of getting extremely hurt because you're going to be met at your depths. So it's like saying you want this, but it's not actually, you know, coming in your life. You're meeting just superficial women that are just wanting your bank account, or, women just meeting superficial men or whatever that just want their beauty and sex. So I
Mhm.
think it's
Yeah,
really,
because there's something inside of you that is also superficial,
yeah.
and you're looking for that. And like when you truly meet somebody who's deep, that means you have to keep meeting yourself over and over and over again.
Mm.
That shit is fucking scary.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like that's really what, that's what I think the gap is. It's like people saying they want deep relationships, deep women, and deep men on the women's side, but it requires you to actually go into your depths and actually meet yourself. And that's really the space that we're inviting the men into this upcoming course that we're doing, initiating her, is for men to, you know, cultivate that inner wealth, to match the outer wealth. Like we were sharing, it's like it's easy if you're a privileged Western person, on this planet, it's easy to get a job and create abundance in the material world. But for a man, it's like the sexiest trait truly is the inner wealth. And this is actually a lot harder to cultivate. It's actually way easier to cultivate money, I believe. If you've finished high school and you have some basic education, like you can easily get a job, work your way up a company, like if you're living in this privileged Western world. But the inner wealth is what we really want to cultivate. It's like, and that is what is going to set you apart, because there are so many men out there that are making, decent money. But like, if you're wanting a deep woman, you got to cultivate that depth within and cultivate that. I really feel the biggest piece is this attunement piece, you know, like you were sharing before, like that ability to feel the woman and feel beyond yourself. And that's a really deep journey that a man's got to go on. And I'm excited for us to cover that in this course, because it is so sexy. Like when a man is so attuned to you, and can feel what's going on in your internal landscapes, and it's that dom sub dynamic where the dom, the masculine, is like attuning to the sub, the feminine, and like fulfilling her desires, and like really just hand on the pulse, like literally in the relationship and sexually. Like, can you actually feel her? How does she want you to thrust next? Like, what is her body telling you? You know? So sexy.
Yeah. I'll say it over and over again. The sexiest thing about a man is when I can feel him feeling me.
Hmm.
And the amount of times when I say that, and I say that around women, and they go, "Oh, yeah, that's it." That's it. That's it. Because making love to a woman is not just in the bedroom. Making love to a woman is in the kitchen when you just very gently wipe her hair back and give her a little kiss, or it's all these little iterations throughout the day when you message her and you tell her how fucking sexy she is, or whatever it is, whatever her language of love is. And to attune to her on an ongoing basis, you know, that is the intimacy. The intimacy can go all day long, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, if you continue to attune to her. But in order to do that as a man, you got to meet yourself too, because you can't meet yourself and expect to know her and meet her. Like that's really the juice here. And that's the most beautiful thing about a man. When I meet men and I can feel them feeling me. It is so hot. And I can feel my body start to relax and my body start to unfold. And it doesn't even matter if I'm, interested in that man or dating that man, or maybe it's my friend's boyfriend or partner, or whatever it is. Like it just feels safe.
Mm.
It feels so safe in my body to be around.
Hmm.
when I know there are men in the space attuning to the energy and the frequency of what's going on.
Hmm. Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Yeah, and I feel like it is that it's this with that attunement, it really is rewiring this the pace, like what men are taught through porn that women want is, it's just okay, yeah, just you kiss for a bit, she goes down on you, you're inside of her within maybe like 5 to 10 minutes, and then you come all over her. And there's
Yeah.
no focus on this seduction and the attunement. And this is something that I've held, guided male clients through this art of seduction and slowing down. And it's been like, I'm sure we've talked about this. You've had men who've had their male clients who've had the same thing. It's like this revolutionary thing of, holy fuck, I've never actually taken it slow and realized that it starts, yeah, outside of the bedroom for women. And just going in straight for a kiss without the like warming up or like, just penetrating her without opening her through the day. Like these things actually are robbing not only her, but also both of you of pleasure. Because the thing is, like with the feminine, like, the more open we are, if you take that time to open us, we're literally like this conduit of pleasure. And it's like just by touching us, you'll feel that pleasure through your body. And then once you penetrate, it's like your orgasm is going to be taken to the next dimension, like 10x. And both of you are going to have the best sex of your life. Whereas if you're just going in too fast, this is what it's going to be. You'll get off, but it's not going to be nowhere near as good as if you'd opened her and she's like literally dripping by the time you enter her. And this is an art form, honestly. Like I feel this seduction, it's a lost art, like
Totally.
chivalry, seduction, like slowing down. It's also quick, quick, quick. And I feel it actually requires, for men to work with the nervous system. So we're going to really do some nervous system training and body compass training in this
Totally.
course. Because like,
Yeah.
yeah, like this hypervigilant, that's a frantic nervous system. We want to really like regulate your nervous system, strengthen it.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, don't see this as something that you're going to do at the end of a day, multiple times a week, whenever, after you've had a really busy day, you're tired. Maybe you sat at a desk all day. Maybe you didn't take care of your body throughout the day. Maybe you're not even eating the right foods or whatever it is for you. And then all of a sudden you go into the bedroom late at night after you've eaten, and then you expect your body to wake up in a certain way and also your partner's body to wake up in a certain way. No, like people who are like, this is a marathon. You're constantly going to be supporting yourself and also getting ready for the constant never-ending orgasmic sensual intimate marathon that is life itself with your partner. So I think like the whole system has gotten it a little bit confused here in terms of what we're expecting for ourselves and our bodies, and not taking what you just said, like taking the sensual, taking the eroticism out of the rest of the day and only putting it in this one little segment throughout.
Mm.
I mean, it just doesn't work. It doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And that's why it's like, the tantric path is like a way of life, it's not just, yeah, like segmented. It's like a way of being, and I'm excited to really like introduce the guys into that as well. But I'm curious, what are some of with your clients you work with, like the main issues that they've kind of had, that they've come to you with?
The question I receive more than anything is,
Yeah.
how do I please my woman?
Mm.
Seriously, how do I please my women? What do I do?
Yeah.
What do I do? How do I talk to her? What is going on? She won't talk to me. There's nothing happening in the bedroom. We do the same thing once a week on a Tuesday, and it's the same iterations of whatever. And I'm sick of it, and I'm tired, and I want more, and I don't know how, and I don't know how to talk to her. And so that truly, I mean, if you're a man who's watching this right now, thank God for you. Thank God for you because you're willing to go deep and you're able to sit with yourself and you're so hungry for more, thirsty for it, desire for it. And it's not even just, P in the V, whatever. It's aliveness.
Mm.
Like men want to feel more alive and they want to feel their woman. And sometimes, we've been also, as women, we have been hardened and emasculated in our own ways. And that has shown up in a very tough exterior. But if a man is able to hold himself and know that it's not about him, this is actually something systemic that is happening in a woman's body, that she's become hardened and siphoning down her emotions as well. Like if a man can really be with that and not take it personally and take patience, really like really be patient with the process and keep doing him and learning how to cultivate his own self and keep meeting himself over and over and over and over again, he will watch as women, not even just his wife, but or partner or whatever, but women all around him will start to open.
Mm.
Like having that system of safety, emotional and yeah, emotional safety, mental safety, spiritual safety in his body, he'll watch the world move around for him.
Mm.
And so,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, I love men. I think y'all are so amazing and we really need you. I mean, of course, like, hello, that's why we're here on Earth. We're a human species. We don't, we can't do this on our own. We all
Yeah.
need each other. And learning about what women want is
Mm.
also helping you learn about what you want.
Yes. Yeah. And that's really like what we want to bring forth with this course. It's like we're not teaching you how to be a man, we're teaching the lover archetype specifically, like how to make love to a woman in all dimensions. And I really believe like that has to be done with a woman, women. um, and just like how we go to, like I've gone to male teachers to heal, my relationship with the masculine and learn more about the
Of course.
masculine. I wouldn't go to a woman for that, like go to a man. So this is really an invitation for you guys who, yeah, are really ready for that next level. And we're going to be teaching a lot of these, what we've just been talking about, some somatic practices, body compass training, nervous system techniques, body image stuff, and also the tantric practices. So Kelsey and I literally were just in Thailand last year with Mantak Chia doing, the Taoist practices, trainings, and yeah, so we'll be drawing on that lineage as well as, some traditional tantra, neo tantra um,
And
technique.
Mantak is
Yeah.
he's an 80 plus year old, very sexually, very sensually active man who has been teaching Chinese Taoist tantric techniques and practices for over like 50 years or something.
Mhm.
Um, and and he's 80 something years old and he's so full of life and he's so vibrant and he's all these things and he still gets it up, right? And
Yeah.
the thing that I love the most about him is he's like his practices are very easy to navigate. It's not hard, actually. It's quite simple. But sometimes the most simple things can be the most challenging sometimes. But yeah, like what what we're here to support men with is really being our feminine essences, showing up and sharing what has helped us in our own, relationships and also like what we want from men and what other women want from men. And also, like these practices they're very simple.
Yeah.
There's something that you can do 5 minutes a day.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
then you're going to get to the point where you don't want to do it for 5 minutes a day. You want to do it for 45 minutes, and then you want to do it for hours because it feels so good and it also supports every aspect of your life.
Mm. And it really is like this is such a key thing. Like if you spent invest in this, what is it, like $300? Think about like someone asked me this, a previous male client, he was asking about, mentorship with me. And he's like, how much is the investment? And I was like, how much dollar sign would you put on something that is literally going to transform your entire relationship with your future partner, your like beloved that you're calling in? Like that's invaluable. And I think the fact, we're offering this for, it's like a mini course, and it's nothing, $300. Like think about like the impact that's going to create with your relationship. And when your relationship with woman is, it's like that saying, like happy wife, happy life. It literally is. Like if your woman is depressed as fuck, she's not satisfied, she's always bitching and nagging, it destroys you as a man. I've seen this, in my younger years, I used to do some of these things, to the men and in my more unconscious years. And I saw it can destroy, and it just can destroy a man. But if you're actually investing, that time and energy and resource into learning how to be a better lover and a partner, it will exponentially grow every part of your life. I really feel this. Like when your woman's happy, she's fueling you, she's supporting you, and that's a force field that's going to make you 10x in your business, in every part of your life. So it really
And
starts in a bedroom. It really
it really
does.
does. It really does. And because also when you are nourishing your woman, like I also think about how many dates you're going to go on. Like if you don't do something about going inward and figuring yourself out, you're losing money on dates, on coffee dates, on all these things. Like you're going to be overspending so much more and trying to match with all these women, but they're not on the same level. So let's pay $300 so you can match with the same women that are on the same level, and then you're actually making a lot more money because when you're matched with a woman, just like you were, what you said, she is a portal. This is literally how we came to Earth, is through a woman. Every single one of us came through a woman, and she is this orgasmic portal of creation. And so when you come to her, it's that saying too, behind every powerful man is a powerful woman. Hello, like these sayings mean something because they mean something.
Yeah.
These women who are helping these powerful men are women who are solid. They're looking around. They're in the background also, and maybe they're also like, they're both star performers or whatever, but there's an essence and there's an intuitive knowing that women have that men really need in order to propel themselves forward and
Mhm.
be on an evolutionary playing field that is much more harmonious than what we're living in now. So it's so, come on, like why would you not do this?
Yeah. 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 No, it's definitely, and I love like the men that get caught into these spaces, like I run a few online programs like this, and they're just, yeah, the guys, I know who we're speaking to. We know who we're speaking to. It's like the guys who are just high achieving, high performing, like hungry for growth, like just you feel what we're talking about. You're sick and tired of like just the superficial shit, and you want to like call in an actual woman that is going to help you go to the next level. And that requires, the lover archetype, or you're in relationship and you're noticing like you're just hitting a brick wall, and this is the missing piece. It's like you don't know what to do like with your woman, and nothing seems good enough, and yeah, this is what's going to help.
And like when men aren't getting laid on the reg, it eats you up inside.
Yeah.
Like it's not a healthy place for a man to be. I mean, I'm
No.
not talking about monks who are living in a cave and who've chosen to do that. That is a totally different playing field. Not talking about those monk men. Hats off to them too. They're amazing. But we're talking about the men who are so desiring more from the feminine essence of a woman and they're not getting it. It's like, all right, well, if you're not getting it, then there's something going on. And let's go inward for a second here.
Mhm. Yes. So we are so excited. When are we doing this?
So we are doing this January 31st, February 1st, February 2nd. So it's 3 sessions. We're going to have it starts at 7 a.m. PST, so 10 a.m. EST, and then all the other timelines or all the other time zones that are around the world. We've got Europe because they would be, I'm not going to say exactly because I don't know, but
Yeah.
we'll put something in the comments about how to choose or how to figure out what time zone you're in.
Mm.
But yeah, it's 3 sessions, super powerful. We're going to talk about the physical body. We're going to talk about the emotional body. We're going to talk about the energy cultivation practices. We're going to do some storytelling about what women want. We're going to talk about you. You get to come up and heal in some sort of a way and figure out what's the root of what's going on for you specifically. Because I know we did speak about, like there's something going on for you. So there's going to be some hot seat moments where
Mhm.
you get to fully be seen and you get to be heard and we get to the root of what's going on for you specifically.
Yes. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
so important. And if you can't make the lives, you'll get the replays for lifetime. So you can choose to just watch the replays and tune into our Telegram chat. We're going to have a Telegram group thread, so you can ask questions there if you can't participate in the live classes. So that's fully available for you. Or if you want to remain anonymous, this is sometimes happens, but we encourage you to actually join the live if you can, because you're going to get so much more out of it. And yeah, join us. It's going to be amazing. It's the Chinese New Year weekend, the year of the snake. So we chose that specifically. It's all about the snake, their death and rebirth, and just really like coming in full power, shedding out this old stuff that's not serving you in your relationships and sex, and just fully stepping into this new year as
Yeah.
a new man.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and there's so much symbolism around snakes specifically. So it's exactly what you were just saying, Nadine. It's the transition, it's the shedding of skins, it's the transformation, and also it's one of the symbols for sexuality in the Kundalini
Mhm.
and the Ida and the Pingala. It's like the two snakes that are going up the spinal cord and going up the central channel of the person's body in order for them to fully have union of their own masculine and feminine dynamics so that they can feel alive, so that they can feel fully sexually open and aware and yeah, there's so many different symbols of snakes. So that's why we felt so called to do it right here, right now, at the very beginning of 2025, at the very beginning of the shedding of skins and the snake year in the Chinese zodiac,
Mhm.
because this is it, this is also 2025, which is a nine number. 2 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. So it's the completion of a lot of cycles, it's the completion of a lot of patterns, the completion of a lot of things that don't necessarily help you get a woman, really, like, and get your woman. Get a
Mhm.
woman and get your woman.
Keep her and
Yeah,
because it's
her,
easy
but you're
to,
standing.
yeah, like keep her like a thriving relationship. I think a lot of people, yeah, it's like, oh, I've got the woman, I've got the man, but like you got to keep doing the work. But like you got to keep like nurturing that garden, like watering the garden. So
Oh,
yeah, we welcome guys who are single and also in partnership, and your woman will be thanking us. I always get messages from the women. They're like, fuck yeah, like thank you so much. My man is like transformed. So yeah.
for real. It's amazing. It transforms relationships for life.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're so excited to welcome you, and we'll put all the information here below in this YouTube video. And yeah, we'll see you on the 31st of Jan.
We'll see you on the 31st of January. Woo, 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 woo!
Yes.